you checked yourself in here, you were working as an exorcist and master of the dark arts?
That says master, does it? Well, I should really change that to petit dabbler. I hate to put on airs.
It's time to face the truth. There are no demons.
Miss, this is not my problem. Bollocks. I'm addressing the entity inside. Hear my words! Well, hello.
Stay back!
You're pointing that the wrong way. I knew your father. I promised him I'd look after you. If you don't listen to me, you'll be dead by morning. You shouldn't be down here. I could say the same about you. You damned a girl to hell. Along with her, your soul. There's a lot of panic down here. People can sense what's on the way. What's on the way? We should go. What's on the way?
Mom, when did my dad die?
I'm not prepared to have this conversation.
A friend of his tracked me down.
What is it?
Nana.
What is happening to me?
You're waking up. You're seeing the world for what it really is.
Which means what?
Look around.
What are they?
Souls. Trapped. Searching for a way out. Now that you can see these things, they can see you. And they don't like to be seen.
Things crawling out of the shadows on a scale we've never seen before.
Are you suggesting that it's not too late for me to save my soul?
Follow me down, tear me down, straight down to the
The sacred cross commands you.
Follow me down, tear me down, straight down to
Es facto flido!
Release me, and her soul was free.
Be gone! She did it.
A pop collar is very hard to pull off, and I think the jury is still out as to whether or not Matt Ryan can do it. But regardless as to whether or not he convinces television viewers that he is John Constantine, I think he's going to have a very hard time convincing comic book readers that this is the John Constantine that Alan Moore created. This has a very strong network television vibe to it. And I think to some degree it seems like it's trying too hard. For instance, there was a little bit of a protest, or I guess a movement, when this trailer broke to bring back Keanu Reeves as John Constantine, which must have been really refreshing for Keanu Reeves because he's, I think, rarely, pegged as the better performer, the better actor. Even though I think, obviously he has his fan base and he's quite charming and with his persona, but he doesn't really disappear into a role. And people have long complained about that film, which interestingly was directed by Francis Lawrence, who's currently of Catching Fire fame for the Hunger Games franchise. So because everybody was saying, bring back Keanu Reeves, I decided to go and watch that trailer again. And I think another nice refreshing thing for Keanu Reeves is that as of the two performances, he's the one underplaying it. He has the more, I think, realistic portrayal of John Constantine, which again, not something that Keanu is probably used to hearing. But that's how over the top, and I guess we'll use a British term here, cheeky, because John Constantine is from the UK, and Alan Moore, of course, is a UK comic book creator. That's how this new show seems to be coming across. And it was a difficult sell as the trailer began for me, but I have to say, despite this kind of not seeming to fit together just yet, I was intrigued. This did make me feel like I wanted to tune in. It was weird. So in some places it looked like the special effects were lacking, and some it looked like they were quite good. You also, of course, have Harold Perniov, I believe, from Lost here, as some kind of angel in the Jamon Hausman role, I guess from the movie, I'm guessing. We'll have to see. I'm not a big John Constantine fan. The most I've been exposed to him is really in the New 52, Justice League Dark, when he was brought onto a superhero team. And people have been wondering if, Guillermo del Toro ever gets around to making his big screen adaptation of that title, although I think it looks like that's looking further and further away considering all the other projects that del Toro is announcing. People were wondering who his John Constantine would be and if he would be the star of that film. But, I think that another reason that's probably backburnered is that this show exists. If they're going to do Justice League Dark, do it here. For instance, some people are wondering if this girl, who by the way is from True Blood, the person John Constantine is running around with, you might be like, where have I seen her? It's Eric Northman's sister, his blood sister that was in one of the previous seasons of the show. Nora, that was her name. And so some people are wondering if that's Zatanna here, which I think would be a very interesting choice. I think she actually could be a good Zatanna, so I'd be open to that. And I think that obviously you have a lot of episodes to fill when you have a television show, so maybe they will eventually bring together the Justice League Dark team. But as I said, what I'm seeing here looks just good enough and just interesting enough to be somewhat intriguing, and that I think that I would tune in. And a lot of people are saying, well, Marvel might be winning the war on the big screen, but it looks like DC is doing quite well on the small screen. Now, of course, I think Netflix will really be another game changer when the Marvel Netflix deal finally comes to fruition. I mean, they're really moving fast on that right now. But still, DC is beating them to the punch. And I think that when you combine Gotham and Constantine on different networks, no less, so I think we'll see. I think we can blame the networks perhaps if one of these doesn't work out. And my money would be on NBC dropping the ball here. But I think that DC did get here first. They did get to the small screen first, and I think both of these shows look good. And one of the things that's nice about them is that they seem to be working very hard on world building, and they seem to be taking the property seriously. Gotham more so. That's still my favorite of the two because I think the Gotham show seems like it has more reverence for the Batman mythos and really trying to contribute to that, where I think Constantine is just like, you know what, not a lot of people are familiar with this character, we really need to hook the television viewer who also has never heard of John Constantine. I see a lot of shades of House here, the Hugh Laurie show on Fox. Again, Fox, not NBC like this. Constantine is an NBC show. Gotham is a Fox show. But I see a lot of shades of that, and I think a lot of television shows have been trying to rip off the House formula. So we'll see if this one succeeds. And I have to say, I kind of liked at the end when he said, don't look at me, she did it, when the room was such a mess at the insane asylum. But again, there were moments like things just weren't clicking. And my suspicion is that it actually might be the lead actor, Matt Ryan. With all due respect to him, he seems a little too in love with himself, a little too in love with playing the character. And as I said, when Keanu Reeves is the more grounded of the two performances, I think the other actor really has to take a second look at what they're doing. So I'm curious as to how you guys feel. Are you sold on this? Or are you half sold like me, where you at least check it out? And what do you think of how strong DC is doing with their television work? Just like they're doing very well in animation and video games, why can they make everything work but the movies? And do you think that this will actually, lay the groundwork perhaps for when they finally do get Superman versus Batman on the big screen? And we, in Morning Movie News, today I talked about how they're having all these teases to keep audiences, their attention, because Superman versus Batman has been pushed to 2016, but maybe the secret is these television shows. And also, where's the Flash television show in all of this? We're in the middle of upfronts, so you're going to get, I'll get a lot of TV news over the next couple of days. Fox, I believe, was the one that went first, or was one of the first presentations, which is why there's so much Fox news. But at the same time, perhaps Warner Brothers Television is intentionally throwing all the eyeballs to Constantine and Gotham rather than the work that's going on over in the CW, because it does seem they're trying to even step up their game from that. I know there are CW fans out there. I totally understand that. You guys a lot of you love Arrow, and a lot of you are very excited about The Flash. But I have to say, it's not a mainstream hit. It's a small audience. And I think that they're going for a very big audience, like a Heroes-size hit, a Lost-size hit, and certainly a bigger than Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. show. They want to surpass that. So I think that they want to remove Flash from the conversation, and I'm wondering how fans of Arrow and Flash feel about that. Do you think Stephen Amell's like, what the hell? I'm the one who got this DC television renaissance started. Why am I left behind? I want to guest star on either Gotham or Constantine. All right, and you think there'll be crossovers? Because they're different networks, so I think that'll be difficult. All right, so that's my review of the Constantine trailer. Please write down below what you think of it. Do you want Matt Ryan as your Constantine, Keanu Reeves, or none of the above? And again, your comments on what DC is building with their television cinematic universe. All right, thank you so much for tuning in, and you can check out some more episodes right now.